What is up, YouTube? Just going to play a rapid game. And my opponent is rated 1545, and we are off to Austria. Okay, the Zhuravlev counter gambit. Pawn takes, queen takes, targeting the bishop and the g7 pawn. I need to train this line, don't know it very well. Okay, that looks fine. It's defending the knight, it's attacking the bishop, and threatening this. So now what do you do? Bishop can't help because it gets taken. It's a queen exchange situation. I've already taken a pawn. He's got no g-pawn, he's got isolated pawns here. So should I just trade queens and accept knight comes out, and I'm going to be quite behind in development. However, I'm also getting ready to castle. He's not going to be able to castle because he has to get this bishop out. So I'm thinking queen trade is okay, but also drop the queen back to here and look at c7. Oh, however, if I don't do that, he's got takes, no, because my queen defends from here. Okay, sold. Okay, more pressure. I'm just trying to see what adds the most pressure to my opponent. So now if he takes here, I can take with the pawn if I want to. Okay, now he's defending that. Okay, so bishop d2 looks very sensible. Also, bishop g5. Threatens the queen, and the queen isn't going to be able to initiate that exchange. So that looks pretty good. It's also going to make life very hard for him to castle, but it allows me to castle and put my rook straight on d1, which is no bad thing. Queen can't take here because literally you lose your queen for the sake of, well, it'd be a knight, a pawn and a rook actually, so not too bad. Okay, so that queen's undefended there. So what I would love to do is move my bishop with check, but that ain't likely. So, bishop's still looking at this, queen's still looking at this. My queen is defended where she is, and that's fine. I'm not worried about, for example, this bishop isn't pinned. So I'm thinking castles now looks good. Bishop b5 with a pin on the knight looks good. I think castles. Might play this at some point as well. Bishop out here. Oh, he's gone for it. Okay, so he's decided he wants to mess up my pawns, is it? Right. Just checking for evil. Okay, so you want to mess up my pawns. If I take, queen takes, pawn takes, I'm still kind of on the front foot and I'm still a pawn up. What about this? Blocking the queen's defense. If he takes, he loses his bishop. If he runs away, I'm a piece down, so not much point. Okay, but also, oh, here as well, my queen's the only defender of that. So I think actually I need to take with the pawn because of this bishop. Okay, drop back to here or to here. Is there any real? If queen takes, I'll take back with the h-pawn. That's not an issue. Just trying to think what's the evilest thing to do. Here the bishop doesn't have many squares, but there's no g-pawn, so do I really have to worry? If I move the bishop, it pretty much forces a trade of queens. Can't take there because queen just takes. Okay, let's just move the bishop here. Then if queen takes, I can recapture the bishop. Okay, he's decided against. Probably wise. He's now attacking this pawn. So I could push c4. where it's defended by my bishop. It's not a bad idea. The other alternative is like king here or king here. Am I worried about this knight? Well, it can't go there or there, so the only way it's going to make forward progress is here and there, but then I've got a bishop that can take it out. So that's not too bad. I've got potential takes, 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 which is quite a nice looking sack, actually. That's not really an option, because the queen can come in anyway and just snatch the pawn, so maybe move the king and then think again about this sacrifice idea. Takes, takes, queen takes. Okay, right, you've doubled up there. Huh. Takes, takes, and queen takes. My queen's on here. Not really threatening anything, because I can't go there and I can't go there. If here, bishop takes, queen takes, I lose my extra pawn. I just go for this. Give up the pawn, mess up his pawns, he's not castled. And there's no option about, for example, bishop here and then queen here, for example, because my pawn's guarding it. So I'm going to take here. Oh, but then he gets a rook on the open file. That wasn't clever. No, that wasn't clever at all. Bishop here would have been great, wouldn't it? Okay. Could hit the bish. Should really probably develop my knight though. Yeah, I'm going to develop my knight. I can always run away now with the king. Okay, running away is the order of the day. Rook here, come here, trade rooks, no worries. It is sharp though. I'm down to 4 minutes as well. Okay, takes, takes, queen takes. Then I'm attacking this pawn. I'm also threatening there, so I'm going to go for this sack here. Got to do something. I'm down on time. So then with queen there, I'm threatening d7 check, and I'm threatening the pawn on c7. This doesn't work because queen takes and it's mate. This knight is kind of pinned because then I get that with check. So here is a case of, okay, I've really got to, okay, now queen here is a thought. Attacks pawn and bishop, but it's not conclusive. He's got everything on this diagonal. I'll throw in a check. Is there any point? It might move the knight. I'm only down one material. Okay, I'm going to attack the knight. Attacking the pin piece. So now the king should move to h8. Okay, well that's not too much. Oh, hang on, now he's got rook here. Okay, I'm going to block that rook. Now he can attack my knight, but then I get his rook and his bishop. This is sharp, man. Still, he should move his king to one side now. He's got two options now. Okay, that's kind of forced. Still should move his king. Okay, you're attacking my knight, and I'm attacking yours. You take mine, I take yours with a queen attack. Okay, we need to be just looking out for new lines as well. Okay, take. Oh, that comes with check actually. Okay, let's have a think. So I've got that. He's going to take with this queen. I'm not too worried. If he trades rooks as well, his king's still exposed. Okay, you've traded rooks. got no check there. He's got a check here. Okay, let's give check. He wants to keep his bishop and his queen on that same diagonal. This pawn is hanging. Oh, I thought that was check. Silly me. Two minutes 45. It's not the end of the world. I'm down a whole bishop now. The most dangerous pawn is actually this one on a7. I've got now, if he trades queens, I've got 4 pawns together. He's declined the trade. Okay, let's do this. Now if he trades queens, it's not as good. But then I do have a completely passed pawn if I can eradicate this one, which, by the way, the bishop can never defend, because the pawn can't progress onto a light square. So now 1, 2, I should be able to take it. And my king can probably protect. Right, if you want to trade, that's fine. I'll just undouble. So pre-move that. Otherwise I'm coming. Okay. That's still fine. Trade, trade. Hang on. Alright, now, if I take, he takes, and then king takes. So that's not brilliant. So now back here, I'm going to push f4 with check, forces king backwards. He'll have to go back to the 6th rank. You force him back. This is then a pin on bishop and pawn, so bishop has to move and can't attack any of my pawns. Okay. Right. I have to push Charlie. Not in the, illegal drug dealing sense, of course, but I think he's got me though. My pawn isn't going to be able to get past there. He doesn't have to do anything with his bishop, and this is now a lost position because his king's going to capture here. His a pawn has got that, so let's resign, which is the right thing to do. Against the player rated 1500, it was a completely lost position. He's never going to blunder that badly. Okay, but the point is, it's a lost game, but we still get to learn. Okay, so 2 blunders from me. Red dots. He made a blunder as well. So, this is best. That's inaccurate, and that's best. Good. That's a mistake, because this, best. Queen g3 is good, but the best move was to trade off. Yeah, it leaves him with this weakness, doesn't it? And then, yes, he does have an advantage, but it's only marginal difference. I'm still good after Queen g3. So where did I screw up? Another inaccuracy from him, and that's an inaccuracy. So yeah, look, I'm developing. I'm preparing to castle long. But it says there was a better way. Maybe bishop here, maybe knight here. Knight e2, defending the pinned knight. That's a very unintuitive move because it blocks in my bishop as well. Yes, I'm not sure about that. So I played this, he puts his queen back here. Another inaccuracy. He says he should have traded queens, and that's a mistake. Should have developed, it says. Again, knight e2. Really likes knight e2. I guess stopping this knight from coming in here. But it's true. In general, you should develop your minor pieces before you castle. Right, but I castled, and then, yeah, only good move. That's the best. Excellent move from him. Best move. Now we're playing good chess. That was inaccurate. Okay, so it preferred that, yeah. That was a candidate move. For some reason, I just discounted it. And look, again, I've still got minor pieces undeveloped. Okay, and we haven't got to the blunders yet. That's a mistake. Develop. Well, I developed. Okay, and that's a blunder. Why? I can't see why. Let's see. Does that make sense to you? Pushing the pawn. Just trying to figure out why this move. I mean, look, the king is in the middle of the board, right? He's on castle. My king isn't exactly safe, but at least my king is near the corner. And the point about your king being near the corner is, you know, if you imagine that you're being attacked by 3 people, you know, with baseball bats, and you've got a baseball bat, you want to get yourself into the corner because it reduces the lines that they can come off, you know, come at you, right? If you're in the middle of a room or outside, they can surround you and it's very hard to defend. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why we castle. Get the king into the corner means there's fewer lines of attack, potentially. Okay, but this move is baffling me a little bit. But this does look more comfortable for white. I'm just trying to see what this isn't about. Oh, that was a mistake, I should have played this, and then you just forget about it. The point here is, what is it about my thought process that falls short here, right? So let's think about it. I've got good bishops, right? Good queen and a very active rook. I do want to get this knight out and activate this rook, but my opponent's king is still in the middle of the board, right? So what I want to do is I want to prevent him from castling. When your opponent's king is in the middle of the board, general rule, bust open the middle of the board, right? And this is now dangerous. This knight's pinned, yeah? I'm looking to play this and this. Yeah, could be good. Anyway, but that's not what I did. I took the knight, and that was a blunder, and I kind of realised because it allows his rook into the game, which was dumb. Shouldn't have done it, right? Again, here's another principle in chess. Very often the threat is greater than the execution, right? So what I've got here is I've pinned his knight. And then, for example, if he castles, then I can take his knight and mess up his pawns and weaken this pawn and isolate it, right? But here, it just makes life better for my opponent. So definitely a blunder. I really do get that one, okay? Blunder. But I'm about to make another one. Knight to here, inaccurate. Best move was, our survey said, okay, forces the bishop away. Can't go there. You can go here, can't go there. You can go here. So he's got kind of 2 safe places to go. But it gets it out of my face, I suppose. You know, I mean, there's no threat of this, like we said in the game. So black is slightly better now. Best move, great move. There was only one good move. Well, it was not exactly blooming difficult, was it? Knight here, best. And this is a blunder. I'm going to end up losing material after all the trades are done. Yeah, but it was a sacrifice. But, you know, I was kind of desperate at that point. So it says the bishop sack was a bad idea. What should I have done in this instance? And that leaves me within touching distance. So the bishop sack. Now, one thing, remember, the computer doesn't understand its time. So I was distinctly down on time at this point. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely dubious. My bishop could have come here as well, prevent castling this way, control some good squares. Also, this pawn is isolated. I really need to make the most of my opponent's weaknesses. I wasn't really doing that. Yeah, this isolated pawn, unprotected pawn. Overworked queen. Queen's the only defender of that pawn and only defender of that bishop there. Okay, but I think that was the that's the lessons to learn. So I'm trying to build, you know, a way of thinking about chess that's better than it was yesterday. Okay, so, and one of the things that's coming up for me a lot at the moment from my analysing games is complete your bloody development. Get all your junk out in the board. It's not terribly difficult, okay? This is an idea as well. Oh, hang on. I'd like to get my knight there. Anyway, but yeah, completing development, spotting your opponent's weaknesses in his game. I mean, this is only a 10-minute game, so, you know, it's bordering blitz, really. Yeah. But anyway, loving the learning process. This is the thing, you know, if you can analyse your game, come out stronger the other side, that's all that matters. There's no such thing as a failure if you get the lesson from it, okay? So just see it as this is all training, right? Your rating doesn't matter today, you know. If you say, look, I am in training. So for me, in my own mind, my personal goal would be to hit 2,000 in rapid, okay? That would be brilliant. That's all. I don't want to be a FIDE master, national master, necessarily become a title player as well, because I'm nearly 50, right? But if I can hit 2,000, that is a hell of an achievement for me. So all of this, you know, whether my rating slides from 1330 to 1325, that doesn't matter, right? Because I'm in training. And my goal isn't to hit 2,000 now, because I'm not there. How do I get to 2,000? Got to learn how to play chess better. And that's what I'm doing. All right? So, hope that's useful for you. As always, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I'll see you soon.